Now let us look at the state of Maharashtra and see that, for example, you have the urban conurbations of Mumbai, Pune, and that entire western region. Then again, along the east, you have large tracts, hundreds of kilometers of underdevelopment, farmers committing suicides. So here's a state that has the entire topography under its control. It has the taxation powers, it has everything, and yet they're unable to balance themselves regionally. Why do you think this is such a problem?
I don't think that the politics in Maharashtra are stable enough for the government to get to grips with these things, and I think that the politicians there either focus on Mumbai, which they don't run very well. They don't solve Mumbai's problems either. And that they don't pay enough attention to the needs of the agricultural areas unless they've got some personal special political interest in certain areas which then get the benefit. But it's not a state where I would expect the state government to be uniformly good across the state.
Right. And then coming to the state of Karnataka, where you had high growth centers in Bangalore and in other crucial areas. Again, you have this immense regional disparity within the state. So do you think one of the ways out could be empowering local governments, transferring powers to them for taxation so that they can develop better?
That might be one solution. And of course, the other thing you didn't mention is that Bangalore itself is in decline because of the state government. And that's the result of the local politicians becoming greedy as they saw wealth develop, as Bangalore grew from being a small industrial city to the hub of India's IT success, information technology, software success, with the major companies there like Infosys. The politicians got greedy as the property, the real estate prices and everything else boomed, and the quality of the politicians has gone down. So it's just badly run. And I went there once a few years ago and talked to people about some of the problems there, and I felt I was in Bihar. It was just like talking about what Lalu Prasad Yadav was then doing in mismanaging Bihar. I mean, it was local politicians who wanted to grab what they could.
Finally, let us look at one more state, the state of Delhi, an urban state which has powers of taxation, again in a very highly dense urban area. There are no rural areas, at least of large size, within Delhi. So you have an urban state which is making all this money, taxing all this money, and then spending it within the state of Delhi. Do you think that should be the way that it should be done, that we should have these urban conurbations that have this taxation power and spend it within themselves for their own urban enrichment? Or should we broad base it and spend it out to the rural hinterland? Do you think Delhi is a good example of development?
Up to a point. I mean, the richness of Delhi now is in Gurgaon and Noida. One of them extremely well run, and the other one extremely badly run. Noida is relatively well run, despite all sorts of corruption in land deals there. Gurgaon is chaos, despite the fact that most multinational corporations operating in India have got some sort of hub and headquarter offices there. I think Delhi is moderately well run. I mean, there's all sorts of other problems with Delhi about the structure of government, so it's a very complicated one. That.
Right. The Commonwealth problem was another one, right? The Commonwealth Games problem, where there was a lot of criticism in the media regarding how the Delhi government went about building the Commonwealth Games infrastructure.
Well, that was. I mean, there's all sorts of reasons for that, and it was a lack of a response of a central responsible authority. There needed to be an authority set up, possibly under the Chief Minister of Delhi, possibly not, possibly under the central government, maybe as a hive off from the Home Ministry or the whichever ministry, which should have had the responsibility and should have been accountable. Right. Instead of which the responsibility was given to a whole load of different organisations, and it was just a muddle.
Right. The United Kingdom privatised a large part of its railways. And in the session at this particular conference, you did mention that the metro railway is one thing that is running very well, right, here in India. When you compare railway systems and their public obligations in both countries or anywhere in the world, what do you think sets apart a good railway, one that is run well and can manage and balance the public benefit without financially disrupting itself? Which would you hold to be your ideal model of a well-run railway system?
I think that the Delhi Metro is well run. It's been run by one man, of course, Mr. Sridharan. I mean, a septuagenarian. It's amazing that there's nobody else to replace him, but there isn't. And he's seen this amazing railway be built over the years, and it is becoming very effective. And I've got one of the tickets you need to put in the system and walk onto the platform, and you get crowds of people on that railway, and it really does move huge numbers of people every day, and it's well run. The British underground system, in the London underground system, is very old, and it has problems, but
it's the first in the world.
Regeneration. It just needs to be, I mean, it's a huge amount of money. I used to live in Hong Kong, and the Hong Kong Metro, which is a freestanding corporation, linked but independent of government, is huge. And this is how it used to be some years ago. I don't know what the situation is now. Was very successful in building it, because it had that independence, rather like the Metro Corporation in Delhi. So what you need is a corporation, if you're going to have it in semi-private sector, which has got links with government, because the government must, in my view, have some sort of control over it, and it needs to be properly funded, and it needs to have people running it, as happened in Hong Kong and is happening in Delhi, who've got the authority to go ahead and get on with it and tell the governments to keep out of it and let us build it.